When my mom found out she was pregnant with me, they thought something was wrong. They weren't sure what, and they suggested she probably should have an abortion. My mom chose not to do that, thank God. And as I was born, they said I wouldn't live through the night, a day, a week, a month. It kept progressing. A year, then it was 9 years. Said I would never have children. I have two beautiful children, a 14-year-old daughter and a 26-year-old son who is my life. I live independently, I drive, and I just think back now, like, what if my mom would have listened to those doctors? I wouldn't be here, right? And I really try to talk to parents now who are pregnant, because they're still getting that saying, do you want to have an abortion? I mean, I was asked when I was pregnant with my children, do you want to have an abortion if they have spinal bifida? Well, no, look at me. Like, why would I want to have, an abortion when I'm blessed to have a child? So I said no. Like, if they have spinal bifida, so be it. I'm going to be with them just like my mom was with me. Being as an adult today, it's really hard because there's not a lot of adult clinics throughout the United States. We are hoping to get one here in Michigan, and I am just praying that happens, because what happens is we go to, we'll call normal doctors that don't really have dealt with spinal bifida. They have about a week or two when they're going to school to hear about spinal bifida, but they don't really get the whole gamut of what really spinal bifida is. And so, I got really sick back a while ago, and I called my regular doctor and said, I'm really sick and I need to come see you. I have a UTI. And he was like, oh, you'll be fine. Just drink some water, some cranberry juice, and we'll call call back on Monday. And I kept saying, no, I don't think so. I think this is really bad. And so I went and, to him, and, he did the test, and he's like, no, I just still don't think that, you have a UTI. And I said, I wish you'd believe me. And he kind of said, you people with spinal bifida always think you have a UTI. Well, I think as being 54 years old, I think I know when I have a UTI. And so I'm really hoping that, we will be able to start a clinic here. It's about these children that are going to be coming up. They're all going to be adults one day. And then what? We have to have adult clinics. We have great pediatric clinics, but we need those adult clinics, because nowadays people are dying right and left in their 50s with spinal bifida, and that shouldn't be, because they're just not getting the care that they need. I want to be able to talk to parents who have young children that are coming up, because I want them to understand us. Let their children be independent. My mom pushed me. She was like, go do what you want to do. She didn't stop me from anything that I wanted to try. I mean, if I wanted to try a bike, she figured out the way that we were going to make the bike accessible for me. Anything I wanted to try, she wanted. Life is about independence. We as mothers especially, we want to coddle our kids and not let them go. And it's even hard for me as a mom to let my son go. But you have to let them spread their wings. And I feel my greatest accomplishment in life has been my children, because I had to figure it out. There was no one out there for me to say, this is how you do it. Being a first-time mom with my son, I was like, how do I do this? But I knew how hard I wanted to work to do it, and I was a single mom, which I think that's even harder. But I figured it out. I figured out how to, get him out of bed, and he would sit on my lap and he would hold my legs when I would wheel so that he wouldn't fall off. Or I had the little wristband on him when we would walk, and people would say to me, why do you have that child on a wristband? It looks like a dog. And I said, he's my child, and this way I don't lose him, But and my really kids have learned. And I think the blessing that I have is that my kids could come here and see all these kids who have disabilities and don't, and share the same thing. They would be able to talk to any child. They wouldn't stare at them. And so I think teaching that to children is so important, because every child wants to feel, accepted and part of their group. What I really want change is legislation, especially to understand that the needs, that we can work, that we pay taxes and stuff. We're not asking for anything that we're not willing to give. I pay taxes, I work. And so, we need wheelchairs that are lightweight. We need, like I said, doctors that, that know about spinal bifida. We just need a big change in this world to come about, so that when these youngsters come up, that they will be able to live their life independently.